Need to get the Gadsden flag in there.
Right.
Hold on just a second. We need to make
Okay, so
Laura. You're in?
hold on.
Every family member deserves clean
Oh, it's running the
water.
commercial. Okay, so let me type this. We're setting up so I can moderate this, and he's going to do the live stream.
You're in?
Hold on.
Every family member
Let me
deserves
turn this down so it doesn't. Hold up. Give us just a sec, guys. Oh, it won't let me join.
Belfast, Ireland. Oh,
Okay, so
welcome.
now I should be in. Okay. So let me type. Okay, so it should show up. There I am. So now we can make me a moderator. Okay, no. Well, I'm gonna go right here. Okay, add moderator. Okay, so I should be now moderator. Let's see.
Hang on just a sec, guys.
Okay, yeah, the run shows up. Okay, good.
Okay.
You're live. Do it to it, honey. I'll take the dog out. Quick, come on.
Is Dutch in here too? Okay. All right. Well, we got a few people in here. Let's get this started. A lot of you, I'm Mr. Atomic. A lot of you know me as Black Bart. And the wife has decided to, the wife has decided to let me come in and give a little chat. And I want to talk about what makes America great. And we'll start with what actually does make America great here. All right. This is my little pocket copy that I keep this on my nightstand. And this right here is what makes America great. The Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the principles outlined inside. And just in the preamble, I'd like to, let's see here we go. And I discovered that my daughter has been learning this in school. We should hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Fairly certain you all are interested in having a life. Everybody wants liberty. And we're all in it for happiness. But I got into a conversation with a coworker of mine recently. He's from Nicaragua. Really nice fella named Alberto. And him and I were talking about, well, basically what I'm talking about here tonight. And that's why America is so great. And what it is that makes this country great. And what it is our rights, our basic human rights. Okay? And I told him, you need to exercise those rights. You need to learn what those rights mean to everybody here. And it's really sad that many people don't actually understand. And not a whole lot have even read this. This was a free copy from Hillsdale College. They send those out for free. You can go to their website and sign up to get a free pocket constitution. But I was talking to him, and he was telling me about how the state and the police would come to the gun stores and take all the guns and threaten to kill the man, the store owner, and their family if they resisted or tried to, hide anything. And if they did find anything hidden, they'd kill them. He said it was as simple as that. He said we had the right to bear arms. Our Second Amendment, as you all know, we had the right to bear arms, but the state came and took that away. Well, guess what? Guess who's trying to do that now? I hear a lot of people saying that the liberal left are failures at what they do. And they're not. They're not failures. And I'll tell you why. You need to stop looking at the left as failures. You need to stop looking at their policies as failures. Take Chicago. They wanted to regulate guns out of Chicago. And the reason they wanted to regulate guns out of Chicago was because they wanted the people to go, state, come, help us, save us. And then the state comes in and does zero because there's still guns there, still privately owned guns. They can't do anything until everybody's out. But the Democrat Party, the entire party is based on slavery, whether it's on a plantation or through taxation. You all know that they're the party of tax and spend. Well, they want to tax us, 70%. People in Canada pay what, 65% in taxes. 65 cents of every dollar that they bust their ass for goes to the government. And I'm sorry, that's wrong. I've been listening to several of my libertarian friends, and you guys should, most of you know them as the people who just want to, oh, hello. Thank you. It's me, Kay, in South Dakota, I'm assuming, for your $10 super chat. Great. Excellent. Thank you so much. Repeat where the Constitution. Oh, Hillsdale College, hillsdale.org. I believe it's .org or .com. You can sign up and receive a pocket Constitution from them for free. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so they were. Oh man, I lost it. What a drag it is of getting old here. Oh, San Diego. Okay. Well, welcome from San Diego, and I'm sorry your governor's a piece of garbage. He is Newsom is I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. The guy's garbage, but he is the perfect example of the liberal, oops, dropped my pencil there, the liberal left agenda doing what they are intending to do. They're not failing. California is a shithole. Sorry, I know this is going to get demonetized, but California is a shithole because of the governor, and he wants it that way. He's trying to get it that way. And one of the analysis that I watched several years ago, or several months ago, said that they were trying to maintain their power status in California by bringing in Democrats. Well, we all know immigrants vote, especially illegal. When they do vote, they vote Democrat. And we know that they've been voting in California. We know that they've been voting everywhere. But back to this taxation. Taxation prior to, oh man, you're going to go way, way back when we didn't have income tax. There wasn't an income tax. And we still had roads and infrastructure, lights, and the private sector does things a lot better than the government. They're so inefficient. So anyway, but yeah, my libertarian friends always say taxation is theft, and to some extent I agree with them. But there are some things, I'm willing to pay taxes for. Police force. I'm willing to pay taxes for a police force. As long as that police force doesn't turn on the people paying for them. I'm all for fire and rescue, firefighters. I'm all for that. I'll pay taxes for that. Schools, I'll pay taxes for that. But I won't pay taxes to pad some politician's pocket. Personally, I think they should all live on their minimum wage or even $15 an hour. I get not even minimum wage, but $15 an hour. Give them $15 an hour and call it good. Trump, he's doing it for free. He doesn't need the money. They can't buy him, and that's why the establishment's against him. That's why he came into the swamp and showed them all up. Well, guess what? If he wins by a landslide like Reagan did, he's really going to show them up. And if we give him a Republican Congress that will actually back him, spineless mealy mouths. You know what, I'm not even a registered Republican. I'm registered independent. I left the Republican Party in it's going to be 2004. Because of their spineless actions in Congress. When they cowered and kowtowed to the left, gave them everything they wanted. I'm sorry, there is no compromising with these people anymore. Seriously. Margot, yeah, I just happened to glance over here. Margot, yes, I totally agree with you. They don't even deserve minimum wage because they don't do anything. But that's the problem. We need to put people there that are going to do something. They work a whole, 24 weeks a year? If that? Come on. And we're padding these people's pockets? The president makes $177,000 a year. The jokers in Congress make something like 120 grand, depending on how long they've actually been in Congress to actually get a raise when they keep voting themselves a raise. So that's why I'm all for term limits. but I'm not for, like 2 terms or 3 terms. We got to give them a little bit longer than that because the wheels of politics, they move pretty slow. And you got to give some of these new people a little time to figure out the game because there's a lot of people that would like to go to Congress. I'll tell you, from Arizona, there's a fellow running against Martha McSally, or as I like to call her, McSalty. She's a rhino. And I hate rhinos. Rhinos are worse than liars because, well, they are liars. They're lying to their constituents. They're some of the worst people in the world. They're worse than Democrats. I can't stand them, And we stopped prosecuting people for treason. That's how Obama got away with putting a $1.5 billion on pallets and dropping them into Iran so that they could spin their centrifuges and work on that atomic bomb, It, it disgusts me sometimes. Yes, dear. The rhinos can eat a satchel of Richards. I loathe rhinos. I hope this is so bad. I hope Mexico and the U.S. do something about it. You know what? Let me throw something out about that. No, they made their bed. It's not our fight. Just like the Middle East, the Muslims have been fighting each other. The Shiites and the Hittites have been fighting each other for millennia now. Seriously? It's not our fight, but keep your damn fight over there. I understand the entire premise of Islam is to conquer the world. Yeah, well, you need to conquer the Middle East and keep it over there. Contain your little battle. Figure out who wants to be, who wants to be the winner of your little pissing contest over there, and keep it there. Don't bring it here. Don't bring it to my doorstep. Because quite honestly, I'm sick of them. Them and their Sharia law. That brings me to another point here. I started looking at the when oh, I'm sorry. When I started looking for information for tonight's little chat, I came across the Me Too movement. Just kind of wandering through the internet, I came across the Me Too movement, and I thought, their spokesperson, one of their spokespeople, she's actually resigned and moved away from the Me Too movement, but they, Linda Sarsour, the woman advocates for Sharia law. Sharia law is the biggest oppressor of women and minorities in the world. Please give me a freaking break. Come on. It just blows my mind sometimes. It really does. Blows my mind that looks like we got a little tiff going on in here. Yeah, Derry, you might want to kick him out. Yeah, thank you. Gerald Mejia. You might want to keep your yaps shut, because I don't have any tolerance for people like you. In case you haven't noticed. And I don't have any tolerance. You know, they say that the left is the party of tolerance and acceptance. No, 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 not at all. They're the party of weaponized jealousy, and fake status. They offer minorities and oppressed people, or so-called oppressed people, fake status. And then they weaponize the jealousy and get their little movements going. And then they hire protesters. You're never going to win. You can't win like that. Trump, it was grassroots. Trump is the biggest grassroots phenomenon I've ever seen in my life. You know, Ronald Reagan never pulled those numbers. He never held rallies that were that enormous. You know, I'm so happy to see the people finally waking the fuck up and going, oh crap, the left's not doing what they're saying they're going to do. They never had any intention of doing it. Come on. They're not failures. Their policies are not failures. Their policies are doing exactly what they wanted them to do. Like Obamacare. Let's throw that one on there. Obamacare. That was from day one was designed to be inefficient and to be a complete and utter failure, to the point that it completely decimated the entire healthcare system in the United States, so that we would have to go to a single payer program. That was their end game. However, the private sector stepped up, and that's what Obama was not counting on. They stepped up, they upped their game, but they did step up, and they did actually, continue to provide. Wyoming, for example, they ran completely out of policies. They couldn't sign up for anything other than on the exchanges. Which, what a joke! How many? What was it, like $1.5 billion or something, or 1.2 billion? Couple of million or something like that they paid for that website that crashed immediately, and then they paid money to fix it, some ungodly amount of money. I just it was mind blowing. But yeah, Wyoming got really screwed. But doctors have been evacuating Wyoming left and right because of their malpractice laws in Wyoming. Anyway, so bye everyone falling asleep here. Oh, sorry. Weak signal leaving. We'll be back. Okay, yeah, you be back. Sorry, I apologize. Anyway, if you guys have a question, remember, put it in the put at Atomic News or whatever. Anyway, I love Mr. Atomic. Thank you, Nora. I appreciate that. And nice to see you too, military mom. Good to see you, Sandy. Klingon in the house. I'm doing great. Thank you, Carol. JV, I'm working on my other things and listening. Okay, JVIP news. Okay, cool. Very good. I'm here, brother. You're good. Benny, thank you, Benny. Anyway, guys, what is this? Wait a minute. Mr. Atomic, has anyone put the thinking cap and wonder why is it that Syria is 40% Christian and yet all the refugees flooding into Europe and Canada and America are all Muslim? That was by design as well. The Syrian refugees that were Christian, they were expecting them to be slaughtered. They didn't want them to be brought out. Yeah, the what is it? Coptic Christians in the Middle East. Yeah, they were expecting them to be slaughtered. They weren't expecting them to survive any of it, and they were putting them. They were actually hiding behind them when we came into Syria. At Atomic News, how much time do you think we have before it hits the fan? 2020 election. Honestly, that's my honest opinion. Are you, Mr. Atomic, going to do news duet with Ms. Atomic News Future? I don't know. I'm not big into this YouTube thing. Yeah, Mrs. Laura is K Sharp, so but I'm not real big into this. I just threw around the idea of a little sort of fireside chat, but I couldn't find any of the little fire logs at the store today, so I couldn't start a fire and we couldn't set the camera up out in our living room. We have a very nice fireplace out there. Hey, JVIP. Oh, God bless you, Mr. Atomic. Thank you for your valuable work. Oh, thank you, Aqua Dynamo. I appreciate that. Anyway, I agree. Voting day is going to clinch it. Yes. You know, I have since we moved back to Arizona, I've been looking into preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. You know, Laura and I have um, beautiful daughters. Um, one of them's hers, one of them's mine, and one of them is ours. We're a very mixed family. My oldest is an army wife. But we have our youngest is, you know, she's only 11, and I don't want her to see any of this. And I hate the fact that I even talk to her about things like this. It drives me berserk and makes me, just drives me nuts. Some of the stuff that I've seen from like Mark My Word, or Mark My Words, John Mark. And there's a couple other YouTubers that I follow that have some really good information on should the shit hit the fan. I look young. Oh, thank you so much, Deanna Salem. I appreciate that. I'm actually 45. And in my 45 years, I've learned quite a bit, but I've been around and I've no, dear, I'm 45. I will be 46 next month. Shit, I can't type. Anyway, she's yelling at me now from the other room. But the difference is I can hear her and she usually can't understand what I'm saying. So Um, she's still yelling at me. What else is new, right? Wives, right? Anyway. Oh, that's cool because I'm 63 years old, Papa Benny. At Atomic News. Oh, I know my oldest is trying to make me a grandfather or something. She's trying very hard. And I'm not sure I want to be a grandfather. I'm gonna have to be one anyway, but that's beside the point, you know. Anyway, folks, I've been on here for a half hour. Mr. Atomic, cook me up a pie, woman. Cookie, some freedom pie, some 308. Yeah, all right, Daryl, you're right there. How's she doing tonight? She's actually doing fine. I've been on here for about a half hour. Shared my a few of my rants. I had 40 people in here. I got 44 likes. Thank you very much for the love. I'd like to thank everybody that came in here and listened to me. Next time, I don't know if there'll be a next time, but I'm sure Miss Military Mom, I'm sure the grandkids are the best. But anyway, I figured a half hour would be good enough. And I appreciate you all for hitting that like button. Wow, 51 likes. Just want to remind you, if you're not subscribed to Atomic News, please do. Black Bardis. You're welcome, TKL. Anyway, I'm going to end it my way. I'd like to tell you all, kiss your children, tell your wife you love her, call your parents, and don't forget about your neighbor. So this is Black Bart saying good night. Good night.